Cañas. Kasunod yan ng pagbaligtad niya sa nauna niyang testimonya sa Senado noong Oktubre na walang Davao Death Squad o DDS. Harap si Las Cañas sa Committee on Public Order. Sabi ng chairman ng komite na si Senator Panfilo Lacson, susuriin sa pagdinig ang kredibilidad ni Las Cañas dahil sa kanyang mga bagong salaysay, kabilang ang pagdidiin niya kay Pangulong Duterte bilang utak umano ng DDS nung mayor pa ito ng Davao. May inimbitahan ding taga-Commission on Human Rights at PNP na magdadala ng official investigation reports ukol sa mga kaso ng pagpatay na binanggit ni Las Cañas nung nakarang buwan. Sabi naman ni Senador Antonio Trillanes IV, posibleng hindi lahat ng banggitin ni Las Cañas ay nasa record ng pulis, lalo't malaking bahagi ng kanyang testimonya ay mga personal na utos umano ni nooy Mayor Duterte.
Sa pagharap bukas sa Senado ni dating SPO3 Arturo Las Cañas, susubukan ang kanyang kredibilidad kung bakit binawi niya ang naunang pagtanggi sa pagkakasangkot ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa Davao Death Squad. May ulat on the spot si Jam Sisante. Jam?
Yes, Marie, sigurado nang haharap bukas sa Senado si retired SPO3 Arturo Las Cañas upang sabihin ng kanyang di umanong personal na nalalaman ukol sa Davao Death Squad o DDS. Noong nakaraang buwan, sinabi ni Las Cañas sa isang press conference na taliwas sa kanyang unang testimonya noong Oktubre, totooan niya ang Davao Death Squad at isa siya sa mga leader nito. Ayon kay Las Cañas, inuutusan at binabayaran sila ni nooy Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte upang pumatay ng mga tao, kabilang mga kriminal at kung minsay pati mga inosente. Ayon kay Senador Ping Lacson, chairman ng Senate Committee on Public Order na didinig kay Las Cañas bukas, susuriin nila ang kredibilidad ni Las Cañas at aalamin kung bakit ito binaligtad ang nauna nitong testimonya sa Senate Justice Committee. Nag-imbita din daw si Lacson ng taga-Commission on Human Rights at PNP. Hiniling daw ni Lacson sa PNP na magsumite ng official investigation report ukol sa mga kaso ng pagpatay na binanggit ni Las Cañas upang malaman kung may mga pangyayaring ang ganito. Sinabi ni Las Cañas sa press conference, inooy Mayor Duterte ang nag-utos umano sa pagpatay sa broadcaster na si June Pala, sa isang Mr. Patahasa o Mr. Pasahata at sa buong pamilya nito kasama ang isawang buntis at batang anak at isang dating PC commander na si Jun Terzabal, na pawang itinanggi naman ng palasyo at ng Pangulo. Ayon kay Senador Antonio Trillanes, isa sa mga pangunahing kritiko ni Pangulong Duterte, marami pang ilalahad si Las Cañas bukod sa sinabi niya sa press conference. Sabi ni Trillanes, prerogative naman ni Lacson bilang chairman kung susuriin niya ang kredibilidad ni Las Cañas. Pero paalala ni Trillanes, karamihan sa mga sasabihin ni Las Cañas ay hindi naman documented dahil kabilang dito ang mga personal na utos umano sa kanila ni Duterte. Bahagi rin daw mismo si Las Cañas ng Heinous Crime and Investigation Unit ng PNP, kaya posibleng hindi nila in-record sa talaan ng PNP ang mga iniutos sa kanila ni Duterte na i-abduct o ipapatay. At yan muna ang latest mula dito sa Quezon City. Maris?
Jam, bukod doon kay Las Cañas at doon sa iba mo pang mga sinabing iimbitahan, maiimbitahan din ba yung ilan sa mga kaanak ng mga sinasabi ni Las Cañas na pinapatay umano ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte? May mga ilan kasi na-interview dati si Maki Pulido nung pumunta siya sa Davao at yung bang mga taong yon ay posible ring humarap sa pagdinig para makita yung other side?
Yes, Maris, bukas kasi ay first hearing pa lang. So, mas tutukan muna ng Senate Committee on Public Order yung talagang testimonya ni Las Cañas na inaasahan nga na aabot pa ng ilang oras. At yung sinasabi o sasabihin ng PNP at PHR. Pero hindi naman imposible at malamang nga ay magpatawag pa ng mga susunod na pagdinig para i-verify at yung mga sinabi niya at para imbitahan din yung mga kamag-anak ng mga nabanggit na ni Las Cañas.
Yung mga sinasabi na hindi documented dahil personal na utos umano ni Pangulong Duterte, paano yun mare-reconcile ng Senado o ng komite na dumidinig dito sa isyong ito, Jam?
Yes, Maris, ang sabi ni Senador Trillanes, ang pinaka-importante raw na makita yung demeanor ni Las Cañas. Makikita naman doon ng publiko kung nagsasabi pa ito ng totoo o hindi. At malalaman din doon sa kanyang paliwanag kung bakit ba siyang iba na yung sinasabi niya ngayon. So, it's up to the public to judge, to the senators, para suriin daw kung kapani-paniwala ba yung rason na sasabihin niya kung bakit iba na yung kanya nga sinasabi ngayon.
Aabangan natin yan. Maraming salamat sa iyong ulat, Jam Sisante.
Tinawag na sinungaling ni Senator Richard Gordon si Arthur Las Cañas. Kasunod ito ng pagbaligtad ni Las Cañas sa kanyang naunang testimonya. Sa pagharap kasi ni Las Cañas sa pagdinig ng Senado sa mga umano'y extrajudicial killings, sinabi niyang hindi totoo ang Davao Death Squad. Pero sa kanyang press conference kahapon, binaligtad niya ang kwento at sinabing totoo ang DDS. Tumanggi si Gordon na isailalim sa Senate Justice Panel investigation ang mga pahayag ni Las Cañas. Bukod raw sa isang seryosong bagay ang pagpalit ni Las Cañas ng kanyang testimonya, napakarami pang ibang bagay na dapat imbestigahan ng Senado. Mas maigi raw na korte na lang ang mag-imbestiga sa pahayag ni Las Cañas. Dagdag pa ng senador, tila may gumagamit at nagpapalabas anya sa Senado.
Kasi discretion yan ng court kung saan talaga ako i-commit.
Ginamit sa press con room nila. So, parang may gumagamit, may nagpapalabas.
Sa puntong ito naman, makakausap natin si Senador Richard Gordon, Chair ng Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights. Magandang umaga po, Senator Gordon.
Good morning, Howie. Good morning, Cara.
So sir, ano pong masasabi niyo na nagbago bigla ng testimonya si SPO3 Arturo Las Cañas taliwas sa nauna niyang sinumpaang salaysay sa pagdinig sa Senado?
Bring it to court right away. Bring it to court, bring it to the Ombudsman, bring it to the Congress, because he said something under oath and that is serious. When you go to court, when you go to the Senate, when you go take your oath, it's very sacred. You do not violate your oath on a whim or a caprice, even if you have pounds of conscience, especially if you claim you had your two brothers killed, no, or whoever it was
Okay.
he had killed, no.
So, Senator-
Paniwalaan eh. Because ako, I'm a lawyer also. Kung i-cross ko rin yan, kung gusto ko sa kabilang side, sasabihin ko totoo yung sabi niya. Kung ako nasa kabilang side, sasabihin ng kabilang side, hindi totoo yan. And we are, in the Senate, we're investigating. And we spent an awful lot of time investigating these cases. Hindi kami nagharap kay Las Cañas. We didn't point a gun at his head. Ano dala dyan sila Senator De Lima. And he was asked direct questions. And in all the questions, he said, never. Yan ay media creation. Hindi siya kasama sa bombing. Sinabi niya na lahat doon eh. And now, all of a sudden, under very questionable circumstances, the timing sucks because una-una, there's a case against Senator De Lima. All of a sudden, he is brought to the Senate. Ginamit niya pa yung office ng Kuha, kaya nagagalit rin si Senator Pimentel because yung press con ng office ng Senate is for senators to explain themselves, no?
Right, right.
Dito, ginamit ang press con room nila. So, parang may gumagamit, may nagpapalabas.
Senator, clarify ko lang po, was it Senator De Lima who brought in Las Cañas or the PNP?
Yes.
Wasn't it the PNP kasi di ba sabay-sabay silang humarap doon sa hearing, yung iba't ibang...
Yes. Hindi ako tumawag doon. I just called everybody. Let me be very clear. When I took over, I even asked Senator De Lima to be part of the hearing. I didn't want her to be removed from the one because she was the one na masugid na siya ang naghahabol nung kanyang posisyon. In fact, let us set the record straight. Nung araw pa, si HR siya at nung Secretary of Justice, sinahabol niya na itong kaso nito. Tapos tumahimik after Matubato was taken in. She had Matubato for maybe a couple of years, and Matubato was never utilized in the state in the witness protection program. Then all of a sudden, nung nag-away na sila ni President Duterte, biglang nung siya naging chairman ng Justice Committee, biglang lumabas si Matubato. That's fine with us. We listened to Matubato, pinakinggan namin, lahat ng mga testigo nila, tinawag namin, and then some. And then what happened? Ano lang nga nangyari? Tapos na. Sinabi niya na lahat ng araw na hindi. I can impugn this guy because hindi naman ako kalaban yan eh. Hindi ko naman kalaban si Senator De Lima. Hindi naman ako nakikialam sa politika ni President Duterte. I'm not PDP laban. I'm still bagong bayan. May sarili akong prinsipyo. You know that. Ba't naman ako magpapaliwanag? Bring it to court. Plug is a very competent group of lawyers. They can go bring it on the Ombudsman and then they can start proceedings.
Pero ayaw nyo na pong pabuksan sa Senado ulit yung investigasyon?
Hindi sa ayaw. I have so much work. You know that. Una, just to get the position to investigate. Ang hirap-hirap makakuha. Senator Lacson is investigating Tokhang. I have my Government Corporations Committee. I am still investigating yung mga nawalang mga gamit doon sa Subic. I'm still trying to find out why certain laws have not been implemented like the tourism law. I still want to, gusto ko buksan yung mamasapan no eh. But even had a privilege speech on that. But to come in from a damaged witness who perjured himself is kind of asking for a stretch. If you really want justice, then present it to a proper court, because you're not going to get justice from us. You're going to get a lot of investigation. You're going to get a lot of hearing and a lot of TV time. But are we going to be able to set justice? Are we going to be able to file any cases? I don't think so.
Okay.
So paano po natin i-weigh kung or paano natin ika-categorize kung alin ang nagme-merit ng isang Senate investigation at alin ang hindi?
Well, if he had not perjured himself, fine. Any time of the day.
All right.
He perjured himself.
Yes. Okay. Well, just setting aside yung motives, yung questions about his
No, there
motives.
is no motive.
Okay.
There's no motive.
Okay. All right.
Nagsinungaling siya eh.
Oh, but
Several questions were asked. I didn't even ask the question. Senator De Lima asked him the question.
Pero marami po siyang sinabi sa press con, no, na very detailed information. Are you at least the least bit interested in finding out kung factual?
Oh, I am. And therefore, if they really are convinced about that, bring it to court. Kung talaga ikaw kumbinsido, yan ang problema natin. Magtatagal pa tayo dyan. Dalhin natin sa Husgado, dalhin natin sa Ombudsman, dalhin natin sa impeachment. Then they can have their own field day there. But the Senate is I consider my work in the Senate as serious. I spend long hours. I mean, you can ask the Senate. I go home 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Pag nag-iimbestiga kami, 1:00 na kami umuwi ng staff ko. And we consider it serious. Hindi kami nagbibiruan dyan.
Okay. So, Senator, sabi ni Attorney Arno Sinidad, no, isang human rights lawyer sa Free Legal Assistance Group of FLAG, no, pwedeng maging grounds for impeachment daw itong laban kay Pangulong Duterte, itong mga revelation ni Las Cañas. Bilang isang senador, ano pong opinion niyo rito?
He's a lawyer. He knows what he's doing. He has his opinion. He can do that whatever he wants.
All right. And with that, maraming
I'm
salamat.
sorry.
Yes,
I
po.
cannot answer what you want me to answer. It's
No.
just that that's the way I look at it, you know?
Yes. And thank you very much, sir, for your
Thank you
opinions.
very
And
much.
maraming salamat po for your
Thank you.
time. Senator Richard Gordon.
Balita, obligado raw sa Senate Public Order Committee Chairman Senador Ping Lacson na maling balikan ang investigasyon kaugnay ng umano'y Davao Death Squad. Dahil yan sa pagbaligtad ng testimonya ng retiradong pulis na si Arturo Las Cañas. Ang hamon naman ni Senador Richard Gordon kay Las Cañas, dalhin sa korte ang kanyang mga panatang. Nakatutok si Mark Salazar.
Nitong nakaraang Disyembre, tinuldukan ni Justice Committee Chairman Richard Gordon ang pagdinig tungkol sa umano'y extrajudicial at drug-related killing sa bansa. Kasama sa findings, hindi raw napatunayang totoo ang Davao Death Squad.
Totoo po ang existence ng Davao Death Squad or DDS.
Pero dahil sa pagbaligtad na yan kahapon ni retired SPO3 Arturo Las Cañas sa mga sinabi niya noon sa Senate hearing, obligado raw si Senate Public Order Committee Chairman Senator Ping Lacson na balikan ang kwento ng Davao Death Squad.
Kasi nga, kasamahan din natin yung nagpupush, Senator Risa, Senator De Lima, Senator Trillanes, at karamihan ng yung kasamahan nila, gusto talaga marinig yung pahayag ni Las Cañas. So, ako naman, dahil na-refer sa committee ko, kailangan gawin ko rin yung aking trabaho.
Bubusina daw si Lacson kay Gordon at lilinawing hindi ito pagbubukas ng isinara na ng Justice Committee. Hindi na rin daw pababalikin sa Senado si Edgar Matubato.
Hanap tayo kung sino yung mga other resource persons para ma-check. But, we are conducting the hearing not in the nature of a fact-finding committee, but in aid of legislation.
May babala si Lacson kay Las Cañas sa kanyang pagpapalit ng kwento.
Well, ino-open up niya yung sarili niya sa possible perjury case, Dahil sumumpa siya noong unang pagdinig na magsasabi siya ng katotohanan at pawang katotohanan lamang. Siguradong pasusumpahin uli namin siya ngayon na magsabi ng katotohanan at pawang katotohanan lamang. Yung credibility niya, di ba? Magsasuffer definitely kasi alin ba ang talagang totoo? Kung magkabaligtad yung sinasabi niya, pwede siya ring ma-open sa contempt citation ng committee kasi nga ang pagsisinungaling.
Isa si Senator Grace Poe sa hindi pumirma sa committee report ni Gordon. Hindi raw dahil sa naniniwala siyang may Davao Death Squad. kundi nakukulangan siya sa naging investigasyon.
Tignan natin kung totoo ba yung sinasabi niya kasi kung totoo yon, talagang hindi natin dapat palagpasin ito.
Sa kabila ng pagbabago ng pahayag ni SPO3 Las Cañas, naniniwala ang ilang kongresista sa kanya.
All people are at a certain point in time would be repentant sinners. There is no reason for us to doubt that Las Cañas, despite the risk on his life, would be revealing the sordid details of the murderous activities of the Davao Death Squad.
Sagot naman ni Senator Richard Gordon kung may ebidensya nga si SPO3 Las Cañas.
Bring it to court, bring it to the Ombudsman, bring it to the Congress because he said something under oath and that is serious.
Mark Salazar, nakatutok, 24 oras.
Sa caucus kanina, karamihan ng mga senador ang pumabor na ituloy ang investigasyon ng Senado sa DDS o Davao Death Squad base sa mga bagong pahayag ni retired SPO3 Arturo Las Cañas. Iba-iba naman ang pagkakakilala ng mga tiga Davao kay Las Cañas pero hindi raw sila nagsuspetsang miyembro ito ng di manoy DDS. May report si Maki Pulido.
Isa sa mga ikinumpisal ni retired SPO3 Arturo Las Cañas sa publiko ay ang umano'y pagpatay niya kasamang ilang pulis sa isang buong pamilya mula General Santos City. Nang dukutin daw nila ang isa umanong mastermind sa kidnapping na damay ang buntis nitong asawa, batang anak, manugang at kasambahay. Inutos daw ng nooy mayor ng Davao City at ngayoy Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na patayin silang lahat. Pinagbabaril daw ang mag-anak sa Laud Quarry gamit ang kalibre 22 na may silencer. Pero si Davao City Police Director Senior Superintendent Michael John Dubria wala raw maalalang ganitong kaso. Sakop niya noong 2008 bilang station commander ang Laud Quarry.
Kung meron nangyari ganun, that would be a sensational crime. Kasi may bata, may buntis, whatever, sino pa ba dyan? So that would be a sensational crime and I would have recalled it. Wala akong maalala.
Sa kanyang testimonya, inamin din ni Las Cañas na isa siya sa mga pumatay sa Davao broadcaster na si June Pala noong September 2003. Kinumpirma ni Dubria na ang mga binanggit ni Las Cañas na kasabwat niya sa pagtumba kay Pala ay mga pulis Davao. Pero halos lahat sa kanila retirado o patay na.
I believe these people were really good policemen when they were still active here in Davao City. Alam mo naman kasi na ang mga pulis yung their name remains sa circuit ng kapulisan, no? So with whatever accomplishment they had.
Sinadya namin ang kilalang tirahan ng pamilya Pala dito sa Davao City pero wala na sila roon. Sa corner lot na ito naman sa Roseville Subdivision, nakatayo ang bahay ni Las Cañas. May 3 CCTV camera sa labas ng bahay at bukas ang ilaw sa garahe. Pero nakakandado ang gate.
Ang sabi ng ilang mga kapitbahay, may 20 taon nang nakatira dito si SPO3 Arthur Las Cañas. Napansin lang nila na bandang October 2016 ay hindi na umuwi dito si Las Cañas.
Si Jocelyn Cabardo, halos 2 dekada na raw na kapitbahay ni Las Cañas.
Takot man ang mga kapitbahay dito sa kanya, ma'am. Kasi palagi nagalabas ng baril po. Pag yung malayo pa, yung serbato pa lang yung truck ng basura, inalagay na dyan sa kanto. Pag makita niya yan, ikot yan siya, hanapin niya kung sino. Dala niyang baril, babarilin daw niya. Hindi mo ba alam, pulis ako, maganon siya.
Iba naman ang pagkakakilala ng mga tricycle driver sa kanya.
Sa tuwing Pasko, may 200 sa driver at tricycle.
Bakit mo nasabing mabait?
Siyempre, kung magsakay siya, siyempre yung motor, pupunuin man to. 10 pasahero. Hindi man siya magalit, maghintay man siya. Pag wala siya sasakyan.
Magkakaiba man ang pagkakakilala nila kay Las Cañas, hindi raw sila nagsuspetsa na miyembro si Las Cañas ng sinasabing Davao Death Squad.
Hindi naman siya didiis yun. Pagkaalam ko po, bodyguard siya ni Duterte po. Ang sabi. Pero hindi ko lang nakita na kasama-kasama niya si Duterte po. Pero may nagsabi lang narinig ko lang.
Dahil sa pagbaliktad ng testimonya ni Las Cañas, posible raw na balikan ng Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs ang issue ng umano'y Davao Death Squad.
Kasi nga, kasamahan din natin yung nagpupush, Senator Risa, Senator De Lima, Senator Trillanes, at karamihan ng yung kasamahan nila, gusto talaga marinig yung pahayag ni Las Cañas. So ako naman, dahil na-refer sa committee ko, kailangan gawin ko rin yung aking trabaho.
Pero bubusi na raw si Lacson kay Senador Richard Gordon para linawing hindi ito pagbubukas ng investigasyong isinara na ng Senate Committee on Justice. Hindi na raw pababalikin sa pagdinig ang isa pang aminadong hitman umano ng Davao Death Squad na si Edgar Matubato. Ikinuwento naman ni Magdalo Representative Gary Alejano kung paano bumaliktad si Las Cañas.
Meron siyang parang divine encounter sa kanyang sarili when he had operation sa kanyang kidney. Doon niya nakilala yung religious organization na humihingi siya ng tulong kung paano niya ito gawin ang public confession. It was recommended na idaan niya kay Senator Trillanes.
Kaugnay nito, pinag-aaralan na raw ng Department of Justice o DOJ ang pagsasampa ng mga reklamong murder at perjury laban kay Las Cañas. Nilinaw naman ng Commission on Human Rights na mali ang pahayag ni Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanar kahapon na inabsuelto na ng komisyon si Pangulong Duterte sa mga kaso ng pagpatay na sangkot ang umano'y Davao Death Squad.
Senator Manny Pacquiao is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a manifestation. Last Wednesday, Mr. President, napagkasunduan namin na ngayong araw itutuloy ang interpellation para sa inihain ni Senator Drilon na Senate Resolution 289. I ask for more time to study and discuss this complicated matter. The interpellation for this simple resolution is not in the agenda, but I deem it necessary to make a short manifestation. Mr. President, this sense of the Senate is not a simple resolution, as claimed by the gentleman from Iloilo. Senate Resolution 289 requires the concurrence of the Senate of the termination, withdrawal, abrogation, or renunciation of treaties and international agreements. By treaty or international agreement is vested jointly by the Constitution in the President and the Senate. End of quote. Mr. President, this is wrong. I would like to put on record the statement of Justice Isagani Cruz, who spoke on this matter in his book International Law, and I quote, "Finally, it should be stressed that under the Constitution of the Philippines, the power to ratify treaties is vested in the President is not, as in commonly believed, in the legislature. The role of the Senate is confined simply to giving or withholding its consent to the ratification." End of quote. Mr. President, the Constitution vested the power to the Senate to concur a treaty or international agreement, but not the abrogation of the treaty. Tayong mga Pilipino bilang may akda ng konstitusyon na siyang pinakamataas na batas sa ating bansa, ang nagbigay ng kapangyarihan sa ating presidente na magdesisyon tungkol sa foreign affairs. The President has the sole power to abrogate a treaty or international agreement. Napospone ang committee hearing tungkol sa death penalty dahil pinag-usapan ang Constitution and the international agreement. The Philippine Constitution was ratified by the Filipino people in 1987. The second optional protocol to the ICCPR that calls for the abolition of death penalty was ratified by President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo in 2007. There was no Senate concurrence since it is only treated as an executive agreement. Mr. President, the last time I checked, I did not find anything in the Philippine Constitution that states that international treaties can amend or revise the supreme law of our land. Please tell me if I miss such a provision. Thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity na mapag-usapan ang resolution na ito. Maraming salamat, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Pacquiao.
We take note of the manifestation, Mr. President. I will await any agreement between Senator Drilon and Senator Pacquiao and when we can discuss this on the floor in the meantime. Now, Mr. President, I move to recognize Senator Risa Hontiveros to speak on a matter of public interest.
Senator Risa Hontiveros is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. President, I rise on a point of personal and collective privilege. I lament the vindictiveness of a state that deploys its arsenal of resources to bring down the administration's vocal critic and oppositor, mobilizing all its forces against one woman who dared to point out that the emperor has no clothes. I lament a justice system so desirous of persecuting one woman that it is willing to drop charges against convicted big-time drug lords with everything to gain and nothing to lose, and accept their testimony even sans any other independent corroborative evidence. Laway lang ang puhunan, Mr. President, makakalaya na ang korap at kriminal. Laway lang ang puhunan, may papakulong mo na ang nagsasabi lang ng totoo. I lament the withering of our basic decency and propriety, where constructive criticism is responded to with misogyny, and valid questions on a leader's fitness to lead is met with salacious references to non-existent sex videos, or worse, the pointed barrel of a gun from death squads. I lament the slow death of our democracy, forged by the rich legacy of courage and the heroism of Filipinos who stood up against tyranny, but today dealt blows that punish dissenters, reward sycophants, thrive on fake news, kill the poor, and believe that a cowed population is a good population. But I remain hopeful, Mr. President, defiant and hopeful, dahil patuloy na dumadami ang naniniwala sa kabutihan. Patuloy na dumadami ang lumalaban. Unti-unti nang lumalabas ang buong katotohanan. Yung mga dating kakampi, bumabaligtad na. Nababawasan na ang takot. Dumadami na ang nagsasabi ng totoo. To quote Mahatma Gandhi in closing, Mr. President, "When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time, they can seem invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it, always." Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Hontiveros. Majority Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. To speak on a matter of public interest, may we recognize Senator Sally Trillanes.
Senator Trillanes is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This morning, a press conference was held here in the Senate wherein SPO3 Arthur Las Cañas publicly confessed and implicated no less than President Rodrigo Duterte to several incidents of murder, contract killing, and assassinations when he was still mayor of Davao City. According to Las Cañas, these ghastly acts were carried out mainly by police officials under the guise of legitimate police operations which were never resolved. The revelation of SPO3 Las Cañas is a big break in the quest for the truth behind the so-called Davao Death Squad. In view of the foregoing, I move that this privileged speech be referred to the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs so that it could investigate and inquire into the matter in aid of legislation. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Majority Floor Leader.
Anong sinabi?
Thank you, Senator Trillanes. Majority Floor Leader.
I have no objection to the motion to refer what he mentioned to the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, except perhaps that somehow we should just inform the Committee on Justice also, just for information purposes, so that they know that there is an issue somehow related to a committee report that they came up with. So I have no objections, Mr. President, to the motion.
Can this be translated into a formal motion?
Yes, I move that we refer the privilege speech of the gentleman from Bicol to the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs as he has requested, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adjourn the session until Tuesday, 3 o'clock p.m. of Tuesday. Usapan natin sandali. 3 p.m. of Tuesday, February 21, 2017. And I hope the presiding officer will be here until February 22, unless there is a coup d'etat, Mr. President.
Thank you very much to the Majority Floor Leader for being that considerate. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Tuesday, 21 February 2017.